Hi, it's time to read with Tía Gomita. Es hora de leer con Tía Gomita. The story that I bring you today is The Unicorn Halloween Adventure. It's written by Jessica Brady. Do you know what this story is about? Well, it's about a unicorn that she was invited to a Halloween party and she was scared of everything, but the other unicorns were having a blast. So let's see what's happening in this story. But first, remember to subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and share the story. Let's start. Brr! Layla Shiver. She was a strong unicorn, but she still felt cold at this time of year. October was dank. The windy rain seemed to chill everything inside her unicorn cave. Even her dressing gown didn't seem to warm her up. I can only dream of the summer splashing in the cold ponds and sipping unicorn squash to my heart content. Layla sighed. I guess it's another night in with Unicorn Weekly and a cup of hot cocoa. Just as Layla sat down into her armchair and put her feet up, a knock came at the door. Who could that be at this time of night? She wondered. It was Post Lady Pandora Pegasus, with a large envelope in her mouth. Evening, Layla. This one's for you. Pandora Pegasus threw the letter to Layla, and before you could say, Bob's your uncle, she was off flying down the lane to the next house. How funny, thought Layla. She wasn't expecting any post that evening, and the envelope was large and tattered. On the back of the envelope, Layla saw something scribbled in messy writing. She peered closer and read, Open at your own peril. Layla's heart skipped a beat. She was a little scared but couldn't resist ripping the envelope open to find out what this message was all about. She pulled the note out and gave a little chuckle. How silly, she said. She couldn't believe she had been scared after all. It was only an invitation to Wise Aldora's annual Halloween costume party. She smiled as she remembered the fun the village unicorns had last year, and she was already starting to get excited for October 31st to arrive. I can't wait to see what Stormy and Missy dress up as this year. They always win the costume competition. The following weeks passed quickly, and the creepiness in the air grew as Halloween approached. Then, at last, it was here. In Aldora's fortress, she was preparing excitedly for the party. She had been planning it all year round. She opened her dusty recipe book as she began to bake her famous pumpkin pie. She tossed aside each pumpkin shell for her friends to have fun carving faces into later. She skipped around her large living room and hung up a scary decoration. It was going to be a jolly holy laugh. Wind whistled and the three branches rustled. They bent and reached out their skinny claws as they dressed up unicorns struggled past. They had decided to meet at the clearing in the woods, a central point between their caves. Faye was starting to wish she hadn't agreed to walk this way on such a dark night. Suddenly, there was a flash and Faye let out a shrill, high-pitched shriek. Layla giggled. You silly unicorn! It was only a flash of lightning. It's about to rain any minute, I think. Aldora's mansion towered over the group as they arrived at the gates of the creepy old house. We heard, whispered Stormy, that this house, continued Nixie, who always finishes Stormy's sentences, is haunted. They both croaked as Nixie mischievously ran his claws across Faye's back, who jerked forward and leaped onto her two hind legs. "You are so annoying," Faye huffed. "Don't worry, Faye. Aldora's house isn't haunted. They're just playing the fool. Everyone knows ghosts aren't real, and so just relax and enjoy the party." Layla sounded confident as she comforted Faye, but deep down her heart was fluttering at the thought of being in the dark outdoors in this dreadful night. She almost leaped out of her skin when, without any warning, the large gates that guarded Aldora's house started to open and close automatically. The group looked at each other, drew in a deep breath, and set off up the long, windy driveway. The front door was made of harrowing dark wood. Aldora liked wooden things. The smell of wood reminded her of days gone by when she used to live in an old hut next to the lake. So when she had made a large amount of money from her potions and concoctions, instead of installing the latest technology, she requested a large wooden door. It was perfect for parties like this. She skipped over the door as she heard the bell chime. Her friends had arrived. Time to turn the lights out and turn on the torches. Aldora had announced the first game. It was going to be the game of scary tales. Each person must tell a story scarier than the person before. Faye wished she had never come to the party. Layla noticed her worried face and whispered over to her, "Just remember, ghosts aren't real. It's all nonsense." And so the tales began. Tales of witches and potions, haunted houses and ghost hunters. Faye chuckled at the twins not only told the story but added their own freaky sound effects. She was having a great time and she chomped up another eerie eyeball bop. Suddenly her heart froze, her face turned pale and her tail dropped down. The others noticed as she deviously stared over Aldora's shoulder at the window behind her. "What's wrong, Faith?" asked Layla. "You look like you've seen a..." Her voice trailed off. Faith stared at a bright yellow light which shone through the window and the ghostly face next to it which was pressed against the glass. "It's a she struggled to say the word. "A ghost!" screamed Faye, who then dived behind the sofa. Aldora let out a loud cackling laugh, which seemed to get louder by the second. For a moment, the others really thought she was truly evil. She danced to the door, and then all became clear as there was a familiar knock on the door and a chorus of voices saying, "Trick or treat!" Faye gave a sigh of relief. She knew ghosts weren't real. Happy Halloween! Y colorín colorado, this story is over. I hope you like it. Bye!